Hey there! Today we're going to show you what's perhaps one of the very most important elements of being a good cowboy. And that's having the right pickup and the right stuff in your pickup. And if you have the right combination of pickup and stuff in it, it'll make you, or at least make people think, you're a real cowboy. So, now, the most important part of what kind of pickup makes the best cowboy pickup, it's not in the make or the model. And the reason is that you can see that this is kind of a lame pickup, right? I mean, anyone who knows anything about pickups will say, hey, dude, that's a 1989 Chevy 3/4 ton. That's pretty lame. Well, you're right, it is kind of lame. It doesn't even have a cool grill guard. But that's not the defining factor. Here, in just a minute, I'll show you the most important factor. So, I mean, as long as it's a single cab, long box, and it has a grill guard, and it's more than a half a ton, it'll do you pretty well. But I'll show you the most important part here in a second. So, right here, this is the most important part of your pickup in terms of making it a cowboy pickup. It's the stick shift, right there. If you don't have a stick shift, you're not a cowboy. Gotta have a stick shift pickup. It's much cooler, much more cowboy, and if you can drive a stick, then you know something that most of the world doesn't know how to do, which makes you feel more important. This here is the must-have in every cowboy's pickup. Now that we showed you what kind of pickup you need, I'm going to show you what kind of stuff you need in your pickup. Here's some basic stuff you need, like a gun. You gotta have a gun in your pickup. Levers are preferable. I don't know why my lever has the scope on it, but anyway. Got this 22 mag lever gun in here. That's an okay caliber. Up here I got some extra ammo for my lever gun, a ball cap, some other stuff you could have too, like an extra halter laying around, or whatever really. Got a pair of rawhide hobbles in here. You gotta have some extra trade stuff just laying around random, like I got this little Bosell here, a pair of spur straps on the floor. Got my Ranch Bronc saddle here. It's an old Clog Mile City saddle, steel oxbows on it. I got my rope tied on. Always got to be ready to be on to that next Ranch Bronc riding. And got a pair of chinks here. And gotta have chinks or shaps or whatever you got. Armitas, bat wings, anything. Ought to have a pair of them in here all the time. Got a roll of duct tape. This one's just about spent. I'll have to get a new one. And I got some 270, some random, like half a dozen shells in there laying around. Just stuff like that. Really the most important things. There's some other things that are a nice touch, like tie strings. You got a handle or a hook or something. I got one tied over here. You gotta have some tie strings tied on them. You gotta be 4-wheel drive too. Maybe you can't see it. There's a 4-wheel drive shifter down there. And I'll show you some other stuff. Now, the stuff you got behind the seat of your pickup, as you can see, it's not as important as what's in front, but you still gotta have some good stuff back here too, like one everyone should have is an old rope, just for general purposes. Looks like I got an old feed sack and some oil got here. What else? There's a old pair of split reins, more good trade stuff. What's this here? An old hair get down rope, you know, stuff like that. There's some more feed sacks down there, jumper cables there, just stuff like that. And the other thing is that you may notice this is a single cab pickup, and crew cabs, cab and a half, those are all okay, but for maximum cowboy effect, I would suggest a single cab. So now we've covered what you need inside your pickup. There's a few things you need in the box of your pickup too. Like 5-gallon bucket's good. Some other stuff here like old piece of wood, or I ain't sure what that's for. Looks like I got a grease tube back here and a rope and dummy head with reel horns on it. I got a bed liner too, that's pretty cool. I got a sorting stick. This board here is to hold the buckets in the back of the pickup while you're caking. That's a nice feature. Nice aftermarket thing I got for it. I don't have any tie strings in the stake pockets of this pickup right now, but it's good if you do. I mean, it's not a requirement, but it adds to the effect. It's a long box, as I mentioned earlier. You don't got a long box, it's not a cowboy pickup. Other than that, there's nothing else to it really. That's pretty much everything you need. Basically, the things that are most important is having a stick shift, long box, with a bunch of cool cowboy stuff in the cab. Mostly a gun and a saddle are the most important things. And some cool junk in the bed. If you have some old pop or beer cans or something in the back, that's cool too. I don't have any right now, but that's certainly helpful. That's really all you need for your cowboy pickup.